Okay, here we go.
Yo guys, Punk got another video. So I just made a video covering Blizzard's announcement of Dire Maul being released a little bit early on October 15th if you haven't been following the news at all. So that's in less than 1 week. And in that video, I said I would make a more edited style, in-depth piece covering everything that Dire Maul has to offer. So the last one was a bit of a brief glossary over Dire Maul, giving you guys my opinions, but this one is really gonna delve deep into pretty much everything. We've got a lot to cover here, folks, so let's just get straight into it. Alright, so the first thing that we need to cover is that Dire Maul isn't one sole dungeon, but rather 3 separate dungeons. As I stated in the last video, you've got Dire Maul North, which is an Ogre King hold, I guess.
Can you like actually go through all 3 of the Dire Maul ones without actually leaving the instance? Because isn't there like pathways that connect all 3 of them? Yeah, you can. Okay, because they changed that in Cataclysm or something. I just don't remember exactly how they changed it. West and north, but not east. Okay.
Yes, in a certain way. The final boss is the Ogre King, and the dungeon is guarded by the King's guards. We've got Slipkick, Moldar, and Fengus. The eastern dungeon is an elemental and satyr zone, lined with vegetation and vines growing along.
Oh, I just want to make sure you guys understand. Like, I watched the first 2 minutes of this, and I stopped watching it. And so I want to finish the video and wrap this up, okay? Like, I watched, like, maybe up to, like, this picture right here. And then I didn't watch the rest of it.
And through all of the walls, the entrance of the dungeon, I'd say, is pretty iconic with the overgrowth blooming through the courtyard gap. And Dire Maul West is a more sinister, dark magic, arcane magic dungeon with elementals, demons, and undead.
That's where the big guy in the middle's at.
Each dungeon has its own unique flair, not only when it comes to the style, the structure, but also they have unique quests and rewards available in each dungeon, which we'll cover here in a bit. But before we delve into that, let's cover the key to the library. So within Dire Maul, there's a tunnel system which connects the dungeons, and the median point being the library. This library is where many of the quests are handed in, or where some of them are attained. But you can't just get to the library. Each entrance to the tunnel system within the dungeons themselves are locked, as well as the entrance doors leading to Dire Maul North and Dire Maul West.
Which is cool.
In order to get through, you need what's called the Crescent Key, and you get this from a quest in Dire Maul East, which, as I stated, doesn't require a key at all. So it's most likely the first dungeon that you're gonna run with your friends when
that's
it releases.
Where you follow that
so
fucking dude around
in that dungeon called Pusilin, who starts a quest where he basically runs across the entire dungeon.
What a cocksucker.
And you're tasked with following him at each checkpoint that he runs to.
You know what I'm really excited for, guys, is being able to get another key and not having my key ring. So I have another one of my inventory slots that is effectively deleted. It's great.
Then you kill him and pick up the key. Once you get that key, you gain access to the Dire Maul trifecta, opening the opportunity for incredible rewards. So let's start off with covering each specific dungeon and what makes them unique. So while we're on Dire Maul East, we're just covering the key. Let's talk about it. DM East has a quest which is super important, and I mean really important to pretty much every mana user in the entire game. It grants us access to an incredible perk that you may not even consider right now, but once you become accustomed to it, you'll never want to go back to your old life. And that's access to the best aqua refreshment in Classic WoW.
Oh, this is a 55 water, right?
Right now, mages are conjuring level 45 water, which restores, I guess, about 3,000 mana after the drinking duration. But in DM East, there's a quest that leads to mages learning how to make level 55 crystal water, restoring over 4,000 mana per sitting. This allows you to spend less time drinking and more time being the lead hero.
Dude!
To get this done, it's really a lot better process. You can pick up a quest called Arcane Refreshments from Warkeeper Lidros, who asks you to pick up Hydrospawn Essence from the boss Hydrospawn deep in Dire Maul East, or at least about midway through the dungeon. You get the essence and you're pretty much good. You can now craft the best water in the entire game outside of what's available from the Argent Dawn vendor, which is equivalent, but costs money. Now in DM West, there's again something class specific, but absolutely huge for a couple of you guys out there.
This is the Warlock and
Paladin. The class-specific epic mounts for Paladins and Warlocks.
That's just so badass. I thought about this yesterday, right? I'm leveling up my Warlock right now. So in just a couple of days, or probably like a week or so, I'm going to be able to actually do this fucking Dreadsteed quest today, or not today, but like there on stream and get my epic mount. And I'm really excited to do that. I never did it back in the day. Same with the Paladin quest. I never did either one of these. So being able to go in here and do it again is going to be fucking awesome.
I'm sure you guys know what's up with these mounts. They've been iconic for decades, even in the more modern expansions,
Right.
making all of the other classes envious in the process.
Of course.
Now the quest for both mounts touch Dire Maul West at least in some way. The Paladin one, obviously you guys know you have to collect hundreds of gold worth of crafting mats, but also brings you to the first.
It's not even that bad. That's not even that bad. What the fuck, dude? What is this? 350 gold. Stratholme Holy Waters. That's like literally one run through Strat. 10 Arthas's Tears. I don't know how much that is. 40 Rune Cloth. Oh, wow. That's going to break the bank. 6 Arcanite Bars. Okay, that's what 35 times 6? So it's like maybe we're up to like maybe 600 gold or so. Azerothian Diamond. Maybe like 10 gold. Pristine Black. It's not really that much money either. Like, this is so much cheaper, man. So much fucking cheaper. They're like 72 gold right now? No, I don't think they're 72 gold on my server. Wait, are they really? They're 72 gold on our server right now? What? Fuck, dude. No wonder I don't see anybody with Arcanite Reaper. God damn.
Boss in Dire Maul West. After slaying him,
That's money.
a blonde spectral horse
70
spawns,
gold.
and after you interact with that ghost horse, it's time to head to Skolomance to complete an encounter in Rattlegore's pit. And then you've got your mount. The Warlock questline
took
is
this out
very
of the game,
similar,
unfortunately.
except I guess it's inverted. First, you go to Skolomance for the prerequisite questline. Then you finish in Dire Maul West
That's
on
easy.
the final boss's chamber for a final gauntlet event. I
Yep,
haven't done the
that's what we're
Paladin
gonna be
quest,
doing,
but
man.
I have done
I'm
the
excited
Warlock
for this
one.
a lot.
And that final gauntlet is actually quite difficult.
Yeah.
There's waves and waves of demons flooding you over a pretty long period
Can we bring a 10-man in for this? Oh, wait, no, I probably won't be able to because it's a raid quest and I won't be able to complete it. Shit. Okay, yeah, it's no, it is actually difficult. Like, it is, in terms of classic WoW content, remember back like that ogre fucking event in LBRS where it's like, you know, fucking 5 ogres just pop up like, "Arrgh!" and they just kill you? Like, that's basically how this one is. It's actually difficult to do. I understand you guys might not believe that, but it's very true. It's not hard. I think that it's hard.
time, and keeping up with them is one thing in terms of the DPS, but sustaining through that entire gauntlet is another. So
With,
if
like,
you're a
the mana
healer,
and
make
everything.
sure that you're geared and bring a bunch of mana potions, or this event might get the better of you. Now, the third dungeon is generally viewed as the cream of the crop in terms of Dire Maul runs, and with good reason, I'd say.
This is the
Firstly,
tribute
it's
run.
probably the more difficult one. Those ogres hit really, really hard. But the reason it's so important, I'm sure you've heard of it before, is because there's a special way that you can run this dungeon called
tribute
TM North Tribute Runs.
Yep.
So let's cover that really quick. Within this dungeon, you have the Ogre King and his 3 guards, as I mentioned earlier. His guards, as I stated, are Guard Moldar, Guard Slipkick, and Guard Fengus. These guys are scattered throughout the entire dungeon, and you have the option of killing them either for items or leaving them alive, skipping by them with various different strategies, then killing the king with them all still alive. If you choose that option, you have successfully completed a tribute run. After killing the king,
Well, the
an
guy's
NPC
name is
will
Fat
run into the
Incel.
final boss's chamber
great.
and crown you as the new king of ogres. I mean, it's real barbaric. Kill the king, take his throne. Not only that, you
Well, that's how the ogres work, right? In like the lore of the ogres, right? This is something nobody cares about, but in the lore of the ogres, anyone can challenge the king. And if you challenge the king and you kill the king, you're the new ogre king. That's how it works. This is how it goes. And like the thing is, like before High Maul, basically, I think it's actually in the lore of the game where after High Maul, all of the smart ogres got killed, and all of the dumb ones were the ones that were left. And that's why all the ogres now that you see are all dead and they're in ruins, because all the smart ones that made the castles and everything, they got killed and literally just wiped up. Like America. Well, not really. I mean, I don't think they're killing all the smart people in America, but they literally basically did that with the ogres. That's why you only see dumb ogres now. You the king now.
also get access to the king's treasure chest, which is incredibly lucrative. It drops 1 blue item for each guard that you did not kill.
Fucking
which
incredible.
means 3 blue items if you've done a full tribute
Oh,
run,
wow.
as well as major mana potions, major healing
That's the
potions,
purple.
food, and water. So you became the king of the ogres.
Yeah.
You get a massive bounty filled with really well
I'm gonna get that
itemized
axe.
items. But does it
And I'm
end
not
there?
gonna use it either.
Absolutely not. There's
not
one
good.
more reward left to claim. and that's world buffs. 2-hour
Yeah, how
buffs
does
to
this
go
work?
along with your rallying cry of the Dragon Slayer and the like. These buffs
Wow.
are absolutely bonkers, boys. And I mean
Wow.
bonkers. So during that tribute
Bonkers?
run, you've purposely skipped all of the guards. You
Jeez.
left them alive. Well, now, since you're the king of the ogres, these guards now work for you. The entire
course.
dungeon becomes friendly after you've been crowned.
That's so
You can now
cool.
run through the entire dungeon unscathed, going from guard to guard,
So it's a
picking up
2-hour
buffs from
buff.
each one. So Slip Kick gives you a +3 spell crit buff, which is
God
obviously
damn.
incredible for casters and healers. Guard Fengus gives you a +200 attack power buff. I mean, come on, boys.
What the
200 attack power. Warriors and rogues and hunters are salivating
That's
right now.
insane.
This combined with Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer is almost +400 attack power with both of those buffs combined.
It's like having 5
Now you know
extra
why
pieces
World
of
Buff
armor on.
groups absolutely dumpster raids and how Molten Core was cleared in 17 minutes by apes. And Guard
Yeah.
Moldar gives you a +15% stamina buff, which is super important for all raid members considering it allows you to deal with most raid mechanics a lot better to compensate for your low stamina and starter PvE gear.
All
Now, you
three
might
of
be
them.
thinking, Dire Maul is a 5-man dungeon. How can you get 40 people in world buffs before raid? Will the guild run 8 different tribute runs with 8 different tanks and 8 different healers? No, generally the guild will have 1 or 2 groups clear tribute runs and then just zone people in to get the buffs, and then as one person leaves, the next one goes in, and you basically just cycle people into those 2 IDs, get the buffs on all 40 people, and then head to raid. Usually
Wait a second. So you can just have, anybody can talk to the ogres, and it just gives it to you anyway. Wow. You have to talk to the guy at the end first, though. Oh, okay. So you have to talk to the guy at the end. Hunter soloing it. 45-minute process to kill MC in 20 minutes, so it's a 1-hour process. Yeah, so basically the way that you want to do this is that you want to spend 2 hours organizing world buffs to save 15 minutes clearing Molten Core. That is the meta for Classic WoW nowadays. Okay, like that's what it's all about.
guilds will have level 20 warlocks waiting outside Dire Maul to summon the whole raid there to get buffed. Oh, and you also get access to an ogre vendor who sells you an alcoholic beverage that increases your stamina for 10 or 15 minutes.
Truly
this can be
incredible.
used alongside Rumsey Rum from my understanding, so you can stack both of them at
Oh,
once.
wow.
And you can buy an absolute metric ton of them. You could fill up your entire inventory and
Damn.
then put them all in your bank to always have them ready to go on the fly. It's just a little
That's cool.
addition to your consumable
Yeah, that's
list.
real cool.
Oh, and I almost forgot, you could get the Ogre Tenon, which allows you to get the Gordok Ogre suit. I mean,
Oh, thank
check
God.
this out. And lastly, in terms of content, there's also some really interesting farm runs involved with Dire Maul. I'll mention them really briefly since this isn't really a gold farming guide, but
Yeah.
hunters can solo farm tribute runs by sneaking past most of the guards and most of the packs and using feigned death and some interesting tactics, and then kiting the king to solo him. Mages, priests, and other AoE classes can do a little bit of a sapling farm in the courtyard of Dire Maul
These are the
East
this is-
for vendor trash, which is some really
This is the Lasher farm that people are talking about that everybody thinks is going to ruin the economy. So people are really concerned about this Lasher run because they're worried that people are going to be able to do this and then just get so much money and everything from this. They'll be able to just fucking vendor everything and add so much gold into the economy. Now, I don't know really if this is true or not. I have no idea. But I do think that it's possible that it could be a little bit overwhelming for the economy. I think that we'll just have to see. I think that if Blizzard... If the Lasher runs are so powerful that they're injecting a ton of gold into the economy to where it's just devaluing everything at a massive rate and nothing else is worth any money, because I know that certain private servers, from what I've heard, actually nerfed the Lasher runs because of how powerful they were and how good they were. I don't know if Blizzard will do something about it or not, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
nice gold per hour, honestly.
It's like 25 gold an hour. Well, it doesn't matter because here's why it doesn't matter. Okay, so. Okay, well, let me do. I'm gonna do a paint thing, okay? And hopefully you guys will understand where I'm coming from. First thing, let me open up Microsoft Paint. I want to show you guys one thing on there, and then we'll go from there. Okay, where's Paint? There it is. Okay. I just want to let you guys know, hey, yo, your boy Asmongold, I got the fucking mount. That's awesome. Okay, just a second. New. All right. So if you have if you have, let's say, like, what are you trying to farm right here? Let me see. 3 rocks. And that's 25 gold an hour. It's not actually 25 gold an hour. Because it's the value of the rocks per hour. You're not injecting 25 gold into the economy. You're injecting these rocks into the economy that have value. Here's what the difference is between the lasher runs. You have the lashers. Okay, here's the lashers. Okay, there's the lasher, right? That is 25 gold an hour. And that is actually 25 gold an hour. So you're adding gold into the economy. So let's say you have, all right, we're going to go, we'll look at this right here, okay? We're going to erase the board here. We're not going to save this. So let's say you have 50 rocks. 50 rocks. And you have, let's see, 10,000 gold in the economy. Or let's say 100 gold in the economy. Each rock is worth 2 gold. Because the price of the rocks is going to basically be derivative of the amount of gold in the economy. But what happens is, what happens whenever you have 50 rocks and you have 500 gold in the economy? Now, the rocks are worth a lot more money because of the spending power. Because money is being injected into the economy faster than items are. And the lasher runs are not injecting items for the money to chase into the economy. The only things that it's injecting into the economy is money. It's just adding pure raw value into the economy. And that's exactly what happened with the Warlords of Draenor. What happened with the Warlords of Draenor garrison missions is that it was injecting raw gold into the economy. And because it was injecting raw gold into the economy, it caused inflation. The way that it's supposed to work is that you have gold that goes into the economy. At the same time, you have the money, right? This is the money. And at the same time, you have the items, right? These are the rocks. Or let's say they're sticks. And then you take that, no inflation. But if you just have money, right? You just have money added into the economy and no rocks added into the economy, that is inflation, which is the arrow up, and that's whenever your money doesn't worth anything. ZF is 50 raw gold compared to leathers that are 25% more. Well, ZF is 50 raw gold. The point that I'm making is still the same. The method, the acquisition method is irrelevant. I'm giving you guys an economic, yeah, it doesn't worth anything. This is an economic lesson. That's how inflation happens. Inflation occurs whenever money is added into the economy without items for that money to chase after and be associated with. Because the more money it's in the economy, the items stay the same, so the money is worth less. That's why people are concerned. I just want to make sure everybody understands that, okay? Hopefully you guys can get where I'm coming from. Price of lasher will increase proportional to the leather gold market. I don't know. It depends. Let's go ahead. We'll watch the rest of the video, okay?
And there's also dog runs, which is similar, where you kite the dogs up and down the little wall edge down here in the DM North courtyard, in fact. And there's a couple other farms.
So it's basically
if you're a class that can benefit from any of these, you should check them out, get an idea of how to execute them, since it's pretty much insane gold per hour and very accessible. Okay,
right.
So that's the tribute run and world buffs. But what about some special item rewards?
Okay.
Dire Maul has some of the best in this regard,
this is what we care
which
about.
are tied into the library, which is what we mentioned earlier. The first are the Dire Maul trinkets. There's one for each class, and some are absolutely incredible. Others,
let's see. So we've got the trinket. Chance to hit is 2%. Healing done by spells is 20. Wow, dude. McConnell, dude. This trinket, man. 150 armor, and it gives you healing done. Oh, wow. That's so great. Absolutely incredible. Look at that. So the Warlock trinket is pretty good. The Druid trinket is pretty good. The Mage trinket sucks. Let's see. The Priest trinket is actually pretty good. The Hunter trinket is pretty good, 20 to 48 attack power. The Warrior trinket is dog shit, and the Shaman trinket is pretty good.
leave room to be desired. So let's go over some of the better options. The Hunter one, for instance, is really nice. It's got plus 48 ranged attack power.
True.
It should be your #1 priority once DM comes out. The Druid one is great with plus 44 bonus healing. The Priest one is stupid good. It's basically like a low-level rejuvenation gem with plus healing and MP5, and the Rogue one is really strong as well with plus 2% hit. So definitely we've got some nice trinkets here. In fact, you might be using some of these trinkets all the way till Nax. In order to get these, you need to complete a quest, and this quest is one of the hardest in the entire game, one of the most time-consuming quest lines on planet Earth. You click a book and talk to a guy. Damn, that was difficult. Okay, yeah, so you pick up a book and then you get the trinket. Basically, it's really that simple. These books are class specific, however, so getting your class book isn't as easy as you might think. I'm
concerned about another
drop rate on these is really low in the first place, so they're pretty damn rare, honestly. Now, all across DM, there's a couple spots where a dusty tome can spawn on the ground. You click the dusty tome and you'll most likely get a gray book which has 0 vendor value. In fact, you can't even vendor it, so you'll just have to delete it out of your inventory, unless you're some weirdo who likes collecting weird junk for no reason.
What the fuck?
If you're lucky, you'll get a class specific tome, which is actually BOE. So depending on the class of said book, it'll have a value based on how good the trinket is. If you get the Priest one, you're in luck. You can sell that bad boy on the auction house and buy the class specific book that you want with the profits, or trade the book that you get for however you see fit in value for other items, or maybe even another book. But those aren't the only books that you can get. There's also an epic one, and it's called Foror's Compendium of Dragon Slaying, which is the tome that starts the quest leading to an epic reward called Kelsarar, one of the most iconic swords in the entire game.
I am getting
this is the most rare tome in all of Dire Maul, and again, it's BOE, so you can get it and then sell it on the auction house.
Oh, I can't wait to
After getting
that.
the quest, you get a tarnished blade, which can be brought into Onyxia's lair. You plant the sword in the middle of her boss room during the encounter, and once phase 2 starts, you wait for her to cast a deep breath, and that deep breath will treat the blade with heat, infusing it with Onyxia's flame. You then pick up the blade from the ground and forge Kelsarar, the quest NPC.
It's
a really
badass.
nice RPG style questline, I'd say. Forging it through the flame of a boss mechanic is really interesting.
That's fucking awesome. Like, I wish they did more things like this. Like, these are, like, I feel like this is just like the quintessential, like, fantasy mechanics of the game. It's awesome. Kelsarar, let's fucking go. Yeah, you're goddamn right. Basically a legendary weapon. Almost a legendary weapon. Asmongold reacts to being called a hoarder. Well, no. Here's the thing, right? Is I do collect a bunch of useless, dumbass shit. And at this point in, like, Classic WoW, like, I don't care about collecting useless shit in Classic WoW. I don't give a shit. But, like, in BFA, and, like, I've been doing this for, like, over 10 years. I have to keep doing it. Because I've done it so long. I have to keep doing it. It's like a responsibility now.
So warriors and also paladins who feel like being quirky and having it for no reason, since it's warrior and paladin specific, the actual quest, get to farm the Compendium of Dragon Slaying. Alright, now the last thing that we're going to cover are some of the best items that you can get in Dire Maul in general. Remember when I told you that there's some really, and I mean really good items from here? Many better than what's available in Molten Core? Well, I wasn't lying. Check this out. We got Gloves of Restoration. Boom, insane druid healing gloves. Satyr's Bow, another option for the LBRS bow for melee DPS.
I already have that one.
Whipvine Cord, an insane healing belt for all
really
classes. Vigilance Charm, good tanking trinket with 2% chance to dodge flat. Mind Tap Talisman, MP5 trinket, really good for shamans and pretty much all other healers, but specifically used on shamans. We've got Eldritch Legs, some of the best warrior DPS legs that you can get until Titanic Leg.
Eldritch Legs, 15 strength. Are those actually good? Maybe they're actually better than my Cloudkeeper leggings, actually. They're really good. Because, like, 1% crit is, like, 21 agility. It's got less strength, but the Cloudkeepers have the buff on them. Not better? Is it 29 agility? I thought it was 20 or 21. That was my understanding. 20 or 21. There is Dire Maul way too early, in my opinion. I think it's fine, honestly. It's not really a big deal. Like, keeping things fresh matters a lot. 21? Well, whatever. Who cares? It's the same thing. Either way, I'll get the leggings, and I might, you know what? I might as well just have both of them. I guess the Eldritch Legs would be slightly better for DPS, as long as I haven't used the Cloudkeeper leggings, and I can just use both of them.
We've got Vile Etched Spolders and Big Iron Spolders. Really nice tanking shoulders. Padres Chowser.
Wait, do you really think that... You really think this... You think people are like, oh man, I don't want to do MC anymore because Dire Maul's out? Like, who do you really think is going to do that? Like, nobody's going to do that. That's retarded. Like, that's actually retarded. Jesus Christ. Some of these, like, classic people just have no... Like, I wonder if they even play the game. I genuinely wonder that. Like, do they play the game? Because sometimes I wonder. I don't even think that they do. Like, that's such a dumb fucking thing to think. That's a dumb fucking thing to think. Dire Maul is going to make like maybe 1 or 2 pieces of gear in MC invalid. Everything else is going to be fine. And it was going to come out anyway. It was going to make MC invalid anyway, right? Giving people extra stuff to do I don't really think is a bad idea. Dire Maul has come out at a great time. It's not too soon or anything like that. People that are saying that just want to make sure, oh, well, there's still people that are level 40. There's going to be people that are level 40 in a year from now. Okay? You can't stop and wait for the slowest person. That's what Blizzard does in BFA, is they cater content to the slowest and worst common denominator of player, and then everybody else sits around waiting for that person to catch up, but they never do because they don't care.
Spolders and Big Iron Spolders. Really nice tanking shoulders. Padres Chowser. On the same level as Whipvine. Stupidly good PvE healer legs.
Those are really
Stock
good.
Cord, which is a really nice druid healing belt. Distracting Dagger. Insanely good rogue DPS offhand dagger with weapon skill.
6
Mugger's
daggers.
Belt, another plus dagger weapon skill item. Belt this time. Warpwood Binding. Top end Hunter Belt. Gallant Wrist Guards, which are good on a Paladin to 40 Nax. Insightful Hood, one of the best Paladin healing helms in the entire game. Sublime Wrist Guard, some of the best entry level caster bracers. Barbarous Blade, a great Hunter 2-handed weapon. Leggings of Destruction, amazing Hunter legs. Brightly Glowing Stone, amazing healer offhand. Fell Hardened Bracers, one of the only bracers available with plus defense on them for a really long time.
Let's see, what are my bracers? They're 12 strength, 12 agi. There's no way I would use that. There's no way. Like, the bracers of mine are much better.
Harmonious Gauntlets, stupidly good male healing gloves. I mean, plus 51 healing. I don't need to say anything else. We got Ogre Forge Hauberk, a nice alternative for Savage Gladiator chest for hunters and warriors if you're too lazy to farm that out. We've got Rod of the Ogre Magi, a nicely itemized staff for mages and warlocks.
I'm gonna get that for
entry
myself.
level again. We've got the Tarnished Elven Ring, which is stupid good for hunters and rogues. Even Fury Warriors, since 50 agility is almost 1% chance to crit. I kind of view this as a ghetto Band of Acuria. Counter Attack Lodestone, which is decent filler trinket if you have nothing better. And with Dire Maul being released, we also gain access to the recipe for Hide of the Wild, which is one of the best healing cloaks in the entire game. I mean, just check out this bad boy. Healers are going to be gunning for this one now that it's available. Holy moly. Okay, that was a lot.
That's a lot of stuff.
So there you have it, friends. Dire Maul is packed to the brim with awesome goodies.
Yeah, I
wasn't
see that.
lying, right? Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, you know, it's too soon. You're not even level 60 yet. Why is Dire Maul being released?
Hurry up.
Or other things along those lines. But honestly, it's fine, fellas. It's gonna be okay. It's just a 5-man dungeon, and you'll get there eventually. I also kind of like that it's releasing a little bit early, since I can focus on getting everything that I need now before world bosses and PvP come out in Phase 2. Because when Phase 2 actually hits, I really want to focus on world PvP and not necessarily farming DM all day, to be honest. It's some nice little filler content that we have while we're getting ready for Phase 2, I'd say. And it's definitely going to keep us busy for a little while here. I'm super excited to see Dire Maul alongside you guys, and I'll for sure be hitting up some solo Dire Maul tribute farm runs and maybe making a video about it. So that's all I got for this one. If you like this video and want to see more like it, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, of course, you know the drill, soldiers. Make sure to hit the notification bell to be notified every single time I post a new video straight out of the render oven. And with that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Okay, so what am I really going after in Dire Maul? Like, really, what am I going after? Like, what? I want to have the Eldritch legs and Quell Sarar. That's it, right? Tarnished Elven Ring. I mean, I already have the Blackstone Ring, which is like 20 attack power versus 15 agi. I feel like 20 attack power, 15 agi. And then I also get stamina out of the Blackstone Ring. Like, is it really better? Like, I already have Quick Strike Ring. That's obviously not better than Quick Strike Ring. Like, it's bracers with +3 defense. I already have Bracers of Might. There's no way I'm going to replace that. Bracers of Might are really, really good. They give 20 stamina. If I care about survivability, 11 stamina is much better than 3 defense. It's much better than 3 defense, like by a fucking mile. Especially with how weak Crushing Blows are now because of how much better players are in reacting to things. Like, it's no. Like, just no. It's not that good. Read out quote from Dire Maul Tribute. Let me see. Read out cloak. Let me read that here. Tribute run. I know you guys can't see it. Oh, that's 15 stam. That's still not that good. Yeah, I don't think that's better than what I have. So I feel like if you're already farming MC, like really, like if you're already farming MC, Dire Maul has maybe like 1 or 2 things for you. That's it. Like, what else really even is there to go for? It's not that much. Let me see the Dire Maul farming spot. This is for you guys, okay? I know some of you guys are not streamers, and so you're not able to sit in town and beg for money.